Good morning, VIPKid teachers. So I want to share with you, I like to share the stories from my class. My class is without, showing you the child's face or anything, but it's so much joy in the classroom, so I want to share that with you. So I have a couple students, more than one, that I would call extra because they're extraordinary. They they're different. They say things that catch me off guard because it's not what everybody else says. And I'll give you a couple examples today. Okay, one of my students, I can give you his name because it's an English name and it's not his real name, Kevin. He, I held this up and I said, he was telling me that this has energy in it, but I'm a word person, so I wanted it to be clear that this has nutrients that changes to energy inside of us. I just wanted it to be very clear. So I said, but I didn't want to tell him. I wanted him to learn for himself. So I said, does this have energy or nutrients? And then he said, teacher. And I said, yes. And he said, that's toy. That doesn't have energy. That doesn't have nutrients. And in the moment, it may not be as funny when I'm sharing it to you, but I couldn't keep it together. Because he was so serious the whole time. And then he was like, that doesn't have energy. That doesn't have nutrients. It's just, I lost it. It was great. But he's very smart. I was like, you are smart. You got teacher. But also, there are students that in the certain lessons will teach about halves and thirds and whole, and you ask them to divide their pizza or whatever it is, or just the circle, into sections for Meg and Mike. And some students will literally just go, boom. So you give a half, you give a half. That's what I expect. And I expect them to say, Meg gets one half, Mike gets one half. But I have those students, one student, that here's what he did. He made a bunch of lines. And at first I was thinking, what is he doing? He was making a bunch of lines, but still even, and gave it to Meg and Mike. And I said, why? And he said that Meg and Mike would get the same amount, but they would think they're getting more and they would be happier. I was like, wow. And this student is a student that I've been seeing for over a year, one of my students in the beginning, and he does stuff like that all the time. So it's not like just a one-time thing. He does stuff like that all the time. And I'm like, wow. And I try to encourage him in feedback, but I'm like, does his family actually know his thinking is extraordinary, that he's very detailed and he notices things like that. So let me know below if you have any students like that that think outside of the box, because that's the moments where I'm like, did they really just say that? And not even, that's not even to think, their first language is, Mandarin and then or Chinese, and then that they're speaking English. Not only that, but their thinking is so outside of the box and great that I'm like, did they really, they just took me out of my seat. I'm just like, what? So I just have a lot of really smart, intelligent, and extra students. They're extraordinary, extraordinary. So if you want to share with me below, how are your students extraordinary? Each of my students is extraordinary in a different way, in how they're talented, artistic, where they're drawing stuff or creating stuff, or in how and the politeness they have in different ways. But there's certain students who are talented in the details or in humor to mix together. It's great. It takes me back. I'm like, what? So let me know below any stories you have, because I like sharing, but I also want to hear too. I also want to listen to your stories. And if you have a YouTube account, I'll watch. I want to watch your videos, but I have to be able to see them. So you can even leave, if you want to leave your links underneath, I'll watch. And if you can describe what it's about so I don't feel like I'm clicking on to spam or anything, then I'll watch. Happy teaching. I hope you had a good teaching day. Let me know how your day went because I really do care. Happy teaching.